Hello people, this is PowerRider here with a review of the DX Yokai Watch version no version. I honestly forgot which way it went, but I'll correct in the title obviously. From Yokai Watch No. Um, so yeah, I'm actually properly reviewing Yokai Watch. Because my other attempt at reviewing Yokai Watch back in like 2017, I don't remember, to be honest. I have my phone right here, but um, essentially, um, there is a lot of background to this, so I'll try to make it simple for you guys. Essentially, Yokai Watch No is the second season of Yokai Watch with an exclamation point from 2019. It shortly aired after Shadowside, which was a series attempting to actually try to add a narrative towards the series, but I don't think it did well, so they tried to go back to the normal formula and such. However, the main watch within that series was a retooling. Like, the base was the same, the sounds were different, of the Yokai Watch Elda, which was the main watch along with the Yokai Watch Ogre from Shadowside. So you can clearly tell they were like, I think Bandai was trying to recuperate all the lost sales they got from Shadowside. I apologize if that doesn't look centered. So then, I'm sorry. So then, obviously, after Yokai Watch was whatever the Henshin Heroes series was, like the Y School Academy. I don't know the full name of that one. That one is really weird. Just the fact that it's a Henshin Heroes series. It's the other thing that got Zreiken really interested in probably actually wanting to get the watches, but again, I assume that didn't do as well, which is where we get to now. The version note, or note version, which is essentially a re-release of the original watch. However, it has phrases from Keita, the main character, or Nate in America. So then here we have Jibanyan and Komasan, and then just the box is very pretty and eye-catching of it, to be honest. All the tribes. This is upside down, but it requires LR44s. And essentially, just the scanning functionality, the jingles, sliding in stuff. And then the next two reviews and such. However, going more into this, there was a pre-release of this toy, which was the special version from Premium Bandai. It's actually the same thing. However, it still came with Jiminyan and Komori. Komori. I will learn the names whenever I actually film the main portion. And it also came with the medals consisted of set 1. However, it came with an additional special medal that had Jibanyan and Komasan on, and it had their phrases and such. I really wanted to go for it. Obviously, no middleman, like no store like Tote Collectibles was always going to hold it. You had the middleman it. I didn't want to bother with that, so we're sadly not going to get that medal. Anyways, so much talking. I apologize. Let's just get straight to this. So here we have the contents out of the box. So the 2 yokai medals, and obviously the Yokai Watch Note version note itself. So this is actually apparent within the bottom, as I think it's present here. So this is, as you look at the trans stamp, as you can't because of the light, you can tell it's copyrighted 2013. That's just because this is simply a re-release, obviously, of the
original watch. However, just excuse me, colored differently. As you can tell, it's more pearlescent than the original version, and as you can see from here, the sticker here is a lot more foilier than the original. I obviously don't have the original one, but you just look at like pictures of the original one, you can tell this one's a lot more like shinier. And I'm pretty sure this is actually painted. The side button here is actually painted, unlike the original one, but maybe it was originally painted. But other than that, like the detail of the original Yokai watch is pretty simplistic. Happily, the watch or the straps are on hinges, so you can actually like move it. So again, there's the speaker. This takes LR44s because when you take this out, there is a pull tab. However, there's an on-off switch, so I don't really think it's necessary. On-off switch right here. Again, you can open up the dome. This is where the LED is going to shine. And I don't know if this is supposed to be removable. I don't think so. So I just kind of don't bother. But then you have to really press it in. Because comparing this with the Hasbro version, you can tell the difference between the two and just what Hasbro did differently to make it their own. Obviously, they got rid of the hinges, which I still wasn't too big on. And obviously, in typical Hasbro fashion, they increased the size. Obviously, we'll get to the track later. But you can tell the front sticker has been changed. But obviously, just the biggest thing is that Hasbro upscaled it because they always do that to consider that their own. But yeah. So, putting this on is pretty simple, as I should actually put it on correctly. You just simply loop the strap through like so, and then put this underneath. So there it goes. You kind of want, for me personally, I kind of need it tight because I feel like if I have it at any other settings, it feels too loose. But this is just alright. It's fine. You know, it fits really well and such. And then when you switch it on, you do get an activation sound, which is very quiet. And if you are familiar with that, the Hasbro version use that as the button, as the sound when you press this open, which for here, when you do that, it doesn't do anything, which is how the original Japanese version did. And as you can tell already, as when you hold this down, you get a blue LED. And I cut that off, sadly. So obviously, as you can see there, so this is the yokai scanning. Pretty, not as bright, which is good, especially when you like try to shine this into your light or into your eyes. It won't blind you, which is good. So I appreciate that. And I think they did update the LED. I don't remember if it was always blue or if there was an LED. I think there definitely was an LED from the start. I don't remember if it was blue. But yeah, obviously if you want to stop, just like go. Yeah, that's essentially it for the watch itself. So let's take a look in the metals. So here we have the first medal for the set, Jibanyan. Obviously, the mascot for the franchise, obviously. And as you can tell, this is the traditional yokai medal, silver rim, the name of the yokai, and obviously there they are prominently at the center. And as you can see, the sparkliness of the sticker, which is neat. When we turn it around, as you can see, the yokai language around the rims. We get the track system, and then when we turn it around, there's a big square because that would typically be where the QR code for the games will be. But however, this run, they just decided to get rid of them. And as you can see, this one's numbered B1183. Wow. And obviously comparing it to a Hasbro yokai medal, you can see they're a lot more duller. They don't have the shiniest, and obviously the biggest thing is that the Hasbro version shifted where the track system was because of their Yo Motion technology. But other than that, Hasbro did a faithful job at trying to mimic Bandai. And I actually do kind of like what Hasbro did because typically where obviously their name will be, they just simply replaced it with the yokai language, so I think that's pretty neat. Next up we got Hikikomori, or Hydabat in English. Again, same fare. This one is B1187, and I forgot to do this. Obviously, Jibanyan is a Purichi tribe, or from the Purichi tribe. Obviously, this arrow's here to tell you where to, or what direction to insert the metal. And then the tribe that Hikikomori is Usurakage. Because I was going to say, I apologize if I like accidentally slip on the English names. I really do, because I'm like, I really want to say shady, but that's not it. Anyways, let's use these with the watch. Obviously, just take the watch and open it. Obviously, you're going to see a hint of blue, just because this thing is always going to be on, no matter when you open this. Obviously, to summon the yokai, just simply align the metal to the rail here, and then push it in. So there we get the full summoning of Jibanyan with the tribe jingle. Then we get the yokai announcing their name. Then the new thing with this one is that you get up to 20 phrases of Keita after you summon the yokai, and they're all randomized. So if we just press the button again in like a traditional yokai watch, you get the name announcement again. And that's essentially it. So if I do that again, so you can tell the Keita phrases are actually different. Then Hikikomori. Last thing that I can technically demonstrate is obviously properly, unlike the Hasbro one, because, you know, the rail system is, you know, in the middle. You put this upside down, you get the iconic air. And obviously you don't get an ejection sound. So yeah, that's essentially it for the Yokai Watch version note. I actually can't show you the last of the functionality of this thing because I obviously don't have any other Japanese medals. But excuse me. Essentially, um, I can sit through and show you all. I think 22 phrases of Keita, but you're essentially gonna hear them throughout the 3 reviews that I'm doing in the demo. So I think you will eventually hear all 22. But my thoughts on the Yokai Watch version note overall is that I really do enjoy this toy. Now this is controversial technically because I'm pretty sure if you've been a big collector of Yokai Watch, this is a huge slap in the face to you because the thing I can't show you is that there's 2 randomized sounds for any other yokai metal you insert into this thing that were not newly released. So you put in like an original Silver Rim metal, an original classic metal, an original dream metal, a dark metal. Excuse me. Or like even like uh, a Type Z metal or whatever. I don't think you can put the YSP metals in here. Maybe you can. All of those are going to like I assume from what I remember from the instructions, all of those are going to lead just to 2 randomized sounds. And obviously, if you've been a big fan, a big collector on the toy line, this is going to be a significant downgrade to you. To which I'll say, yeah, I don't necessarily say that you need to get it. However, you're like me, who's never been able to collect this line, or wants to heavily buy into the like blind bags and such, but still want to experience like the authenticity of the Yokai Watch. If you've previously experienced it with Hasbro, this is a great substitute. Like, all you have to do is just buy this, the next 2 reviews, and you essentially have a summary of the toy line. Although, I'll get to that later, obviously. But this thing essentially being a premium memorial version of the original Yokai Watch, and the fact that it's retail is amazing. Now, I only have like 2 nitpicks with this thing, to which uh, the first one I think is probably a thing that the original one had. I really wish that when you press this, it doesn't automatically turn on the light, that it actually waited for you, that the program did so that when you hold the button, then it'll light up, not just when you press this, because it is kind of annoying when the light goes off when you're just trying to like open this thing up. Another thing too, which I don't know why this was the case, because I don't think this was with the original one, but the volume has been significantly decreased. I don't know if it was because, because the sounds are higher quality, that essentially that means decrease of volume. I really don't get it. Oh, because that's the same thing with the premium version, which I'll talk a lot more about in the next review. But other than that, if you just want something out of Yokai Watch and you don't want to heavily buy into it, I heavily recommend this watch. Obviously, if you've been heavily collecting into this toy line, like if you're a big enthusiast into Yokai Watch, I don't think I could recommend it just because, of its lack of compatibility with the other watches, especially because obviously this thing does not have a SD card to update it. So you're kind of stuck with whatever is programmed within here. So yeah, that'll have to do. So this is Power, and I'll leave you people. Bye.